Hello guys, let's learn how to make slash and spread skirt together. Now the first thing you're going to do, you're going to get a long pattern like this, the way you see me doing. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure the length of your skirt. That is what you see me doing. Then after that, you come down by 9 inches, and from there you come down by your nail length. I use 18 inches for my clients because it's not that tall. So you can see me ruling all the lines. That's for the hip line, that is for the nail line, and that is for the waistline. That is for the waistline. I'm using a marker so that you can see it very well. Now you go to your waistline. You're going to divide your waist into 4. Then you had your 1.5 or 2 inches sewing allowance. Same thing on your hip line. You divided your hip line divided by 4 plus 1.5 sewing inches allowance. I'm using 1.5. Then the same thing you are going to do in the nail length. If you watch my video very well, you will see that I will use my hip measurements. That's what I use for my nail length. I don't add anything for my nail length. I only had my hip measurement, which I will divide by 4. So I will not add any measurements. So here you connect your line all together. So you see the way I am connecting them. That is the way. Though in some cases, that your nail length, some people will still remove 1.5 or 1 inches because some people will want it tighter. But this is what I use for myself and for my clients. You can see. So we are getting started in our slash and spread skirts. So you're going to cut it out the way you see me doing. Always get a separate scissors for your cutting pattern. I don't use same scissors for cutting fabric and at the same time using it to cut my pattern. No, I use separate scissors for both. So this is what you are going to do. Just do it the way you see me doing. So you keep the rest. So on this side, you are going to measure your nipple to nipple. That's what you are going to use to get your dart line. Your nipple to nipple. Then you come down by 6 inches. You come down by 6 inches. Then you mark half in the both side, and then you connect. You mark half in the both side. First of all, mark a straight line in that nipple to nipple that you measure. So I use 3.5 there. So I mark a straight line there, and I mark the half inches. I connect it to that 6. So you see what I am doing here. I'm trying to use my marker to get, because I'm still going to spread it, to get the other side measurements. To get the other side measurement. That's why you see me using my marker. So you see what I'm doing now? I connect it to the other side. I connect it to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing for your dart intake. Do the same thing for your dart intake. Do the same thing for your dart intake. The same thing you did in the other side, you're going to do it in the left side. So let's say this is the right, this is the left. So you're going to do the same thing there. So in that side, I come down by 2 inches because it's going to have a little shape there. So from that waist, I'm going to connect it to that 2 inches that I took there. So I connect it to the other side like that, the way you see me doing. So on that line, you are going to come down, straight down. You're going to come down straight down like that, straight down. you come down straight. So now our slash and spread has started. So from that hip line, I used 2 inches. 2 inches. I used 2 inches. So you can see I connected it there. I connected there. To connect it also to that side. Connect depending on how you want your opening to reach, where you want your opening to reach. So where I want my open to stop is where I stop that straight line. So you are going to do the same thing on the upper side. I used 2 inches. You can use 1.5, but it should not more than 2 inches. I'm going to connect it like that, the way you see me doing. So you see that? This is how to get your slash and spread skirts. So just do it like that. Do it like that. So you number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't use more than 8 there. That 8 is what is. I made a mistake in that side. I think I later correct it because I did not put where I'm supposed to put 6 is not where I put the 6. So don't be confused with this. If you look at the right side, you will see that I omitted here. You see that I've cancelled it. I omitted 1 there, so I correct it. So before we cut our slash and spread, before we cut that, you're going to use this to cut your back first because I don't want to waste paper. So you're going to use this to cut your back first before you do the slash and spread. So you can see what I have already placed my fabric for the back. I want it to have a little tail at the back. So I left like 10 inches. Then I mark my zipper allowance. So from that place, from that zip that I stop, I think I use 18. So I connect it all the way down. So I did the same thing. I shape the back, the side also. So that is what you see me doing here. I'm using this pattern to cut the back because I don't want to waste pattern. Depending how big you want it. But my client is not that fat, so I don't really need much to be big so that it will have a good fit on her body. So that is what you are going to do. So now I want to cut it. So just watch carefully the way I'm going to cut it. Watch carefully the way I'm going to cut it. So just cut it the way you see me doing. Just cut it like that. Just cut it like that. So that is for the back there. So now you're going to notch. Don't forget to notch your zipper side. Now take it away. That is for your back. Take it away. That is for your back. So this pattern now. You are going to cut that straight line that you see me straightening the other time. So that where the 8 stop is where I'm going to stop the cutting of the straight one. So wash it carefully. So after cutting, you are still going to cut it out but I want to notch all the sides so that I will know the nail and where the opening is going to stop. So you can see I'm already cutting the upper part that I told you that has shape. So you can see what I did there, because that is where my slash and spread is going to stop. So I need to put a sign there because I'm still going to cut all the way up. So you see what I'm doing? So put that aside. So you will see what I'm going to do now. You see what I'm going to do now. So just cut all those straight lines, but don't cut it finish. Cut all those straight lines. So you see where I told you that I put my marker, I also notch that place. That's where my slash and spread is going to stop. You will understand when I'm doing the sewing. So just do that. Just cut all these ones. Just cut them. So just continue cutting like that. Continue cutting. Continue cutting. You're going to do the same thing in the right paper. This is the left one, and this is the left one. Don't omit anything in your line. That's why it's good for you to number them, so you can see. Just do it the way I'm doing. Now we are going to take it to our fabric to do the slash and spread method now. So I'm doing the slash and spread method now, so you can see. Just slash as much as you want. Slash as much as you want. So you see I'm using my chalk to roll it down. I'm going to add half inch all the way down. Half inch to it. Half inches. So just do it the way I am doing it now. Do it the way I am doing it here. So you see what I did here? I marked that spot. That spot is where it's going to stop. That's where the slash and spread is going to stop. That's what I'm trying to get here. So just do it the way I am doing it. So now you can now cut. So just cut like that. Just cut it the way you see me doing. That's how you're going to do it. Guys, if you are new here, if you come across my video, please do well to subscribe to the red button so that anytime I uploaded a new video, you'll be the first person to see my video. Thank you for doing that. So this is the way you're going to do that. This is for the left side. This is for the left side. So you're going to cut, and you're going to do the same thing in the right side also. You're going to do the same thing in the right side. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do the same thing in the right side. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. So you see the way I am doing it. So just try and do the same thing in the right side. That is what you see me doing also there. That is what you see me doing. Just splash and spread your pattern. That is what you see me doing here. You see what I did there? Now let's go to the sewing part. You are going to run a gather stitch from the up part of the slash and spread. So you are going to do the front part here first. The front part, run a gather stitch. Run a gather stitch. Just run a gather stitch the way you see me doing. Run a gather stitch there. Whatever you do here, you are going to repeat the same thing in the other side. Whatever you do here, you are going to repeat the same thing in the other side. So run a gather stitch here. So you see the way I'm running a gather stitch on it. Run a gather stitch there. Just run a gather stitch the way you see me. Do you see that place that I notch? That's where you are going to stop. That's why it's always good for you to notch that 8. You know the numbers are 8. So you see I've already marked it. That's where you are going to stop. That's where you are going to stop. And you are going to be pulling it. You are going to be pulling. You will take one of it. You take one of it and you are going to be pulling it. The way you see me doing. You are going to be pulling it. I'm going to be pulling it like that till it gets to the point of, you are going to measure. You are going to measure where your clients want the slit to reach. If it is 13, if it is 14, that's what you are going to do. You are going to pull it to 14 or 13. So I think my client wanted to stop at 14. So I pull it to 14 inches. I pull it to 14 inches. That's my new line that I measured there. So I pull it to 14 inches here. I pull it to 14 inches. I pull it. So you are going to do the same thing in the other side. You're going to do the same thing in the other side. So you are going to do the same thing on the other side. Don't forget, I said you are going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now I have weaved it. I have weaved it and I have gathered the two sides. So what I want to do now is I want to, instead of me sewing it, I'll put an Emmy gum to cover that place. I'm going to put an Emmy gum. You will understand what I mean now. I'm going to put Emmy gum. That opening space, that's what I want to put Emmy gum. So just wash carefully. Put your Emmy gum. Where you notch, that's where you're going to stop. You will leave the other side open. You will understand now. You will leave the other side open. You will understand better now. So just to put your Emmy gum like that. Put your Emmy gum like that. Put your Emmy gum like that. So put your Emmy gum like that. So you see that place that I notch, where I want the slit to stop. That's where you're going to stop your Emmy gum. That's where you're going to stop your Emmy gum. So you continue like that. So you do the same thing in the other side. Whatever you do in the left side, you're going to do the same thing in the right side. So you're going to do the same thing on the right side. Now we have put our Emmy gum in the right side. Now it is time for us to place them together. Now let's place them together. You see how neat it is. Very neat. So this is what I want to use to cover the front. You will see what I want to use this thing to do now. Just measure like 2 inches. What you need is, let's say one quarter. One quarter after folding something like this. One quarter. That's what you need. So you are going to have something like this. That's what you are going to use to cover the front. The slash and spread, the gather, the one you gather. That is what you are going to use to cover it. This is what you are going to use to cover it. Then you cover one of the side like this. 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 Just cover one of the side like this. Cover one of the side like this. So this is what you're going to use to cover it. So you're going to sew these two like this. You're going to sew them like this. Just pin them down and sew. You're going to pin them like this. Going to pin them. See the way I am pinning them. You're going to pin them the way you see me doing. Just pin it the way you see me doing. Just pin them like that. Pin it like that. Just pin it. Be careful while pinning. Just pin like that. Just pin. Just pin till you get to where the opening is going to stop. Just pin like that. Just pin and pin. So you can see, after sewing it straight like that, it's going to give you something like this. So you see that one quarter that I folded, that is what you are going to use to cover it. So you see, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to sew that pinning first. Then after that, you're going to use this to cover it. And again, don't forget, you're going to use facing also to turn your skirt inside. You're going to use facing to turn your skirt inside. That is what you see me doing. This was after I have already sewed them together. So I cut my facing also. I cut my facing the way you see me doing. I cut my facing like that. To do the same thing for the back. You're going to do the same thing for the back. So you see what I was explaining to you. I want to skip this part of sewing, but I just feel like sharing it to you. So you're going to sew it like the way you see me doing. Then you remove your pins. Sew it like that. You sew it just the way I explained. I'm going to sew it. Just sew it the way you see me doing. So after sewing it, you're going to use that 1¼ inches to sew it also, to cover it. So you can see I'm using my pin to hold it down because I don't want it to shift. I'm using my pin to hold it down. So you're going to sew it. So you're going to sew the both side. Sew the both side the way you see me doing. Sew it like that. So after that, you trim off the excess. So you're going to have something like this. You can see it's really coming out already. It's coming out already. Our slash spread is coming out. So you're going to use your facing to turn both the front and the back. You're going to use it to turn it the way you see me doing. You turn it like this. You top stitch it. You're going to do the back also like that. You top stitch it. So you use your pin to pin it down. So you see, because I'm going to weave it, I'm not going to turn that side, but I'm going to weave the both side. So that's the turning for the front. You're going to do the same thing for the back. That is the back. You see me doing here. You top stitch it also. You top stitch. After top stitching, you sew it like that. And the zipper side, you sew it. Then you sew the other side, the hip side, the way you see me doing. So now I want to put my zip. So just measure your zip. The length you want your zip to start from. So you're going to put your zip there like that. I have a video of how you're going to put zip, so don't let us waste much time on the zipper side. So yeah, I've already put my zip here. So I'm placing the front and the back together. So you're going to take your measurement here. Take your waist measurement divided by 2, your hip measurement divided by 2, and your nail measurement divided by 2. That is what you are going to do here. But before you do that, you're going to pin your fabric all the way down. Make sure you pin your fabric all the way down. So you see what I'm doing here. I'm taking my measurements. I'm taking my hip measurement divided by 2. I took the hip measurement. I connect them together. So you see what I'm doing there. I'm taking my measurements. So just connect it the way you see me doing. Connect it like that. So we have come to the end of our video. You can see how the skirt is giving already. If you want it to be bigger than this, it is your fabric. You have to go, because I use 2, I think not up to 3 years that I use for this skirt. So if you want it to be wider, you can use maybe 4 or 3.5. So if you are new in here, please do wait to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next video. Bye.